Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Divinely Transformed. My name is Lisa, and whether you're new or returning, I am glad that you're here. So, I just wanted to do a quick spilling the tea on the Karmic Feminine, because I want to try to figure out if the Karmic Feminine's a woman who they're having sex with, that they're in love with, but they act like they hate them. And I really just feel that my Divine Masculine Collective needs to know who they're dealing with, or who their person's dealing with, in a sexual way outside of the marriage or long-term relationship where there's lots of finances attached and involved. So, I am going to do my best to try to interpret the Karmic Feminine's other person. If the Karmic Feminine's a woman, please show me the person that they're in ego love with, that they're having sex with. Wow, that's the Karmic Feminine. Knight of Pentacles with the Queen of Swords reversed. I picked a different deck. The toxic bullshit for the toxic karmic. So, here she is. Knave of Pentacles. That's the page. Look at that shit. That is what the karmic is all about. They would totally put gold coins up their vagina if they could. Because really, that's all they think about. That's what they're driven by. And you see that this person's heartbroken, and they're breaking hearts of everyone around them just to get that money. And they've been doing this for a long time. And the Queen of Swords reversed comes out. This means this Queen of Swords in the upright is blindfolded with a black blindfold. She's got two swords in her, like one big sword in her hand facing up, and a small knife also facing up. But she really just looks like she's fighting in the dark, fighting against evil in the dark. Well, in the reverse, she is not fighting against evil. She is taking on the evil energy. She is not fighting it. She is totally immersed in it, and has been for a long time. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Queen of Swords in the reverse. The Grand Trine of bullshit. If they have a Grand Trine of air. It's all in the reverse. It's all bullshit. It's all lies. This is an imposter. And really, they're just a Page of Pentacles. They're very immature and inexperienced when it comes to money and employment. They don't have a whole lot of work experience because they've been sitting on their ass and they've been pushing babies out because the babies are their cash cow. And she don't care about getting blood on her hands, feet, or knees. She'll get down on all fours and get down. If there's money, oh, she's down. DTF. But they pretend to be this sweet, loving, caring person. Oh, I am the mama, the divine feminine. Ooh. Look how distorted she is. Because she is distorted. This is what they show the world. Crowning, like they're just a proud mama. That's what they show the world, but this is who they are in secret. A greedy gold digger who lies, who manipulates, who will do and say anything because they don't have any boundaries. They lack integrity and ethics and morals. Pretending to the world that they're sweet and they're loving and they're caring. But they're just abusive and violent. But this isn't what I wanted to know. I want to know who they're having sex with here. Okay, so we've got some signs out here. We've got the Ten of Cups. The bottom of the deck is the Four of Wands. This is definitely a home and family situation. And the top of the deck is the Five of Wands. So there's a lot of jealousy and conflict. That's no news. We have three major arcanas together. Two in the reverse and one in the upright, though. We've got the Magician in the reverse, the Lovers in the reverse, and Death. Magician in the reverse is Gemini, Virgo energy in the reverse. The Lovers is Gemini energy in the reverse. And Scorpio energy in the upright. So this is justice and fairness. Because the Magician in the reverse, this is someone who is overdoing their power and control. This is someone who's extremely manipulative. This is someone who will lie to everyone, you, themselves, to create illusions and delusions. And they do spell work. They do black magic. They did black magic to keep a lover's connection going, but there's no love there. It's just sex. It's corrupted. And these people were married or legally bound. There's no love there. There's no harmony there. Look at this fucking Lovers card. This is a third-party situation. There's always going to be a third party with the Karmic Feminine. It doesn't matter that there are two women on this card. Just a lot of these Karmics are bisexual anyway. They do definitely have these signs in their chart. In their natal planets. Gemini and Scorpio. And the universe is creating an end to this bullshit. With this Death card. Because this is bullshit. This is like interference on true love as well. And this was the reason. Because the Karmic Feminine was jealous. Because they were scared and, they were being dramatic. Fighting in a state of chaos, conflict. All for their living situation to remain the same. Four of Wands with the Ten of Cups. contentment within the home and family, and unconditional love, safety, security, stability, dependability, and a peaceful home environment. These cards are in the upright because this was provided to the karmic feminine, but they squandered that. They made the Four of Wands situation reverse and the Ten of Cups situation reverse. But as long as the karmic feminine's in control, they're happy and content. But when they're in control, they're being nasty. They're not being nice. They're a trickster. Queen of Cups with the Five of Wands. Who is this person having sex with that they're emotionally entangled with? Please give me some signs of masculine energy. Because it is a man. It's an older man. I can feel this energy. Five of Swords reversed, Nine of Swords. Well, yeah, they know they lost. And they're in a state of anxiety about that. Well, of course, that's not really what I want to know. The Star, Aquarius. Well, a lot of these karmics, they do have Aquarius somewhere in their chart. They're a fake and fraud. Look at this bitch. She's got fish hands. It's not really very visible. She's got fucking arms that are fish heads. And there's fucking water coming out of her hands. Does that mean she's throwing drinks? Sorry, that's not funny. Well, her cup within her is empty, and it's upside down. There's no self-love here. It looks like she's just sitting there feeling sorry for herself. They try to be like super inspiring, but they present themselves to be inspiring, hopeful, healing, full of faith and compassion, someone who's innovative, someone who's in the public eye. But really, this is who they are in secret. They're a black magician on the back end. Face of an angel, but inside the devil's lurking. The Hierophant. Taurus. Well, they want to heal the marriage. Of course they do. There is a King of Swords in the reverse. There is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, older masculine involved. Well, it doesn't have to be older. But this is somebody that is in the circle, in the family circle. This is someone's dad, uncle, brother, cousin. And the karmic claims that they hate this person, this King of Swords reverse. And they pretend that they hate the karmic. Well, this is their game that they play. Because really, they're emotionally entangled with each other because they have sex. King of Swords is in the reverse. They're not honest. They don't tell the truth. They could even be emotionally abusive. emotionally manipulative. They don't have any boundaries. They will do and say anything to keep control of a situation. This is not a respectable person. This is someone that the karmic feminine is very deeply attracted to. They have lots of sex all the time. And if the karmic feminines are currently pregnant, that is the person that they're pregnant to. Who's this King of Swords reversed? Knight of Swords reversed with the Six of Cups reversed. This is somebody close. This is somebody like a close friend of the family or a close family member. This could be the divine masculine's dad or brother. This could be their own fucking father. Top and the bottom of the deck, the King of Pentacles reverse was at the bottom, and the top was Judgment in the reverse. Divine masculine's under Judgment. Why? Why is the King of Pentacles reversed in Judgment reverse? Strength reverse, Seven of Swords, Justice in the world. Yeah. Because the karmic is in this energy. Strength in reverse and the Seven of Swords. Because they can't control their sexual urges. They can't control their anger. They just lack confidence. They do black magic. And they're in this Seven of Swords energy. They're sneaky. They're deceptive. They lie, they cheat, they steal. They're very weak-willed. They're just a fraud. These karmics like put a lot of effort into being a liar. But then the King of Pentacles in the reverse is coming out with justice in the world. So the King of Pentacles is in the reverse because they're taking back their money, their commitment. And, they want a divorce. And this is seen as Judgment in the reverse because this is from the skewed perspective of the karmic. They don't feel that it's the right choice. And they're probably actually trying to gaslight the divine masculine into thinking that they're fucking up by wanting this divorce. But no, this is justice and clearing up of karmic cycles, period. This is what's fair and just and balanced. So, karmic feminine, your argument is invalid. It is not a mistake for the divine masculine to rescind their commitment and their protection and their loyalty and everything else. All of the 3D protections that you've been so used to. They're being rescinded. And it is fair. Because they're tired of going round and round in the hamster wheel with you, karmic feminine. They're tired of you being a fucking liar and a fucking slut. Yeah, Three of Cups in the reverse. They're tired of the third party situation. They're tired of the hoes. And they're tired of being heartbroken. Three of Swords in the reverse. They're tired of competing for your time and attention and your devotion and your love when you just don't give it. You don't have it to give. You want love. You just want to take it. But love has to be given back and forth for it to grow. All you do is take and absorb it. That's not growth. That's hoarding. And when you're hoarding, you're not doing anything with it. There's nothing constructive happening when you're absorbing. You have to give back. And you will. Be in a hanged man state until you can learn to forgive, to give, and to build yourself up, to master yourself. Your life will be hard until you decide to change it. Y'all karmics know how to do it. Y'all keep listening to my channel and y'all keep not listening to a fucking thing I'm saying. When are you going to wake up? Wake up, wake up, wake up and look around you. You're lost in space and time is our own. You ever heard that? That's called Serenade from Steve Miller Band. You're living in a delusion. When are you going to wake up and realize that you're backwards and upside down and inside out? And that none of your ways are healthy. And that's why you're miserable. You keep indulging in everything that's poisonous for you. Fighting, drugs, sex, with randos and everybody who, whatever. People that are close to you, like, our sexual energy is not to be shared with the community, with the family. Duh. That's why you're trying to hide your behavior, but you've been fucking caught. Who's this King of Swords reversed? Well, they might have Pisces in their chart. Or could be the Divine Masculine. Seeing that situation very clearly because the Hanged Man's in the reverse. So the Divine Masculine is enlightened on who this third party emotional sexual entanglement is. 7 of Wands with the 6 of Swords reversed, with the 8 of Pentacles reversed, with the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, someone lost their job. Someone is trying to return to a marriage because they lost their job. But there's a Divine Masculine standing up for themselves finally. And you're saying, no, you're not doing any work. You don't contribute anything. All you do is take. And even with the giving of the sex for everything else that the Divine Masculine has given, that's still taking of the Divine Masculine's divine energy. So that's still taking. All you do is take. Taking his energy, his life force, his money, his devotion, his everything that he's offering you. And this is how you fucking repay him? For giving you a life like that? Are you fucking kidding me? You cheat on him and you break his heart. With multiples. With strangers. With people you know. You don't care. You can't control your sexual impulses and desires with the strength in reverse. I'm sure that you're gonna find that STDs are upon you. So go to the doctor and get yourself checked out. Because I think you're fucked. Your physical health is deteriorating. You have a sexually transmitted disease. Many of these karmic feminines do, male or female, because they can't keep their private parts to themselves. I think this King of Swords in reverse is an Aquarius. Sun or moon or rising. Somebody close. And they pretend to hate each other. Because if they didn't pretend to hate each other, everyone would see that they're fucking. So who's the karmic feminine starting all the drama with in the family that they're fucking? You know who it is. It's different for everyone. I'm telling you. It's going to be shocking. It's going to be shocking. Because these divine masculines have had so much history with these karmics. They've known them for so long, and then they're like, I never fucking knew you at all. That's exactly how I felt at the end of my 8-year relationship. That, thank God, wasn't a marriage, because I was already married and I couldn't find my husband, and I wasn't making any efforts to find him because I didn't want to marry that dude. Oh, he was so clingy. He wanted to marry me 3 weeks after meeting me. I shit you not. And I really think that, if I wasn't already married, I would have eventually caved over those years and married him. Glad I didn't. But I tell you what, right after I broke up with his ass, I got my divorce. Yeah. Right after. I was on the horn of finding my husband. And it didn't take me long to find him, actually. It only took me a month or two. My lawyers found him. So, I was divorced within 3 months after leaving that karmic, like a decade ago. And, oh man. I had 3 kids with him, and he wanted to have a whole army, and I was just like, no, dude, I can't have all that many. No. My body can't handle all that. And I wasn't taking care of myself. So, anyhow, but, that situation was extremely hard to leave. And when I did, it was just impossible to stay. It wasn't possible. And it's just a shame that, I had to walk away from my kids in the process. But he had all the power because I was on probation and he was the victim. Even though he provoked me, he provoked the whole situation. I mean, I'm not saying it was all his fault, but I'm just saying that he definitely did a lot to provoke that. It is not easy to provoke me to violence. It really isn't. And he provoked me to violence more than any other partner that I've ever had. He was always triggering me. And I was with him for 8 years. I was pregnant with our second child together, and I got so pissed at him one time that I was charging at him from across the room and ramming him with my head into his stomach, just like running after him and then just like plowing my head into his stomach. And I was pregnant. I wanted to hurt him. He was 5'5", and probably around that time, he was probably around 400 pounds. He weighs a lot more now. But, and yeah, I mean, I didn't hurt him, but I was still trying. And that's not a healthy relationship at all. And those are the ones that we stay in forever and ever. Why? I did it because I had all these kids with him. I knew by the 3rd year I was fucking tricked. He for the first two and a half years, he was fucking awesome. I could count on him for everything. He doted on me hand and foot. You know, the pregnancies, like, he treated me like a queen. But then the second pregnancy, things got different. He turned different. And then by the end of that pregnancy, that was 2.5 years of us being together, I realized that he pretended to be someone who was fucking awesome and amazing, and he was not that person at all. He just pretended. He put a really good fucking act on. And then by that time, I already had 2 kids, and then I was just like, I'm stuck. Then we just had another one too. She's 11 now. She's the youngest. But I'll never forget, after he got me arrested and I went to jail for 3 weeks and I came home and I couldn't get my job back because of the arrests, because you can't work in a group home when you have a simple assault on your record. So I didn't have my job anymore, and my car didn't have inspection, didn't have registration, and didn't have insurance. And I was told that out on bail, on unsecured bail, any police contact will get me rearrested. So, knowing this, he says to me, "Oh, by the way, I got a job at Goodwill, and my brother got a job at Burger King, and you're going to take us to work. Both of us, to and from." And I was like, there's a problem with that. My car is illegal, and I'm on probation. And if I get pulled over for this car being illegal, I'm going back to jail. And he looked at me dead in the motherfucking eye, and he said, "I don't care what it means for you. You will do it. If you want this rent and these bills paid, that's what you're going to do." Aries sun, Cancer moon, Taurus rising. Shady motherfucker. The Emperor. This is actually kind of what he looks like. My ex. Just a lot fatter. He looks a lot like that. He looks like a ram and a bull at the same time. He looks like Uncle Fester. I am not kidding you. I used to call him that too. He wishes he was the emperor. Now he's just crazy and living with his mom and missing our kids because he can't take care of them. He tried. He wasn't fit. He lost them. And now they're being adopted and they're living their best lives with better opportunities that we could ever give them. So that's my karmic. So now he's sulking in Wisconsin with his mom, wishing that he would have done shit different, I'm sure. I'm sure that know-it-all attitude within him and that smirk has been wiped off of his face. I left him 9 years ago. I am so happy. I am so free. He was so oppressive. I got his name tattooed on my hand. 6 weeks of knowing him. I wrote my name on his hand and he got it tattooed first. And then he wrote his name on my hand and then he tattooed it next. 6 weeks of knowing each other. I covered that bitch up. But yeah, that's how desperate and codependent I was. I really thought that was love, but it was just so... It was so clingy and saccharine-y and so like, ew. Well, it basically started because there was one night I was chatting with him and he was on the train tracks with his dog and he was talking about wanting to get hit by a train. So he was wanting to talk about, ending his life, And I had really just, talked him out of it. That's not the first time I've talked somebody out of that kind of thing. I've talked people out of that probably 4 times in my life. And so, I didn't really think anything of it, but I was just doing what I do. But that actually clung a narcissist to me. Oh, I didn't know. I just had that savior complex. I wanted to help him and I loved him because it was all about that unconditional love. I wanted to save him and I wanted to help him, and man, oh man. It just didn't work out because we were never on the same page. And it was always all about the family. It was like we had a family pact. It was all about the family. Nothing else was important but the family. And whatever we did was, for the highest good of the family. Pretty cultish, very isolated, I definitely would describe my 8-year relationship with him as a folie à deux, the madness of two, because he was definitely in narcissistic fear and everything that he said made so much sense, and he was expanding my mind with higher learning, and he actually helped me expand my mind physically, supernaturally 2 times during that relationship because of the studies that I was involving myself in. I was studying the trivium, the quadrivium. I was studying philosophy, religion, quantum physics, the the philosophy of quantum physics, not the actual like math of it. Just like the theory. And the trivium is just basically it's grammar, logic, and rhetoric. That's what it's the study of. So it really breaks down language and how we communicate. I recommend learning the trivium and the quadrivium. That's 2 different books. The quadrivium is a lot more in-depth and a lot more academic because it involves mathematics, it involves music, it involves astronomy, it involves music, astronomy, physics, and mathematics. Yes, that's the quadrivium. So, I totally skipped the mathematics because I'm fucking bad at math. Yeah. And so that didn't get explored purposely. And I didn't get into... I just really touched a little bit on quantum physics theory. I didn't really get too in depth on that. I mainly went into spirituality and religions, world religions. So, yeah, like when my brain expanded, it physically like expanded 2 different times on 2 different occasions. And I think it happened within 2 years of each other. I think it happened once, and then 2 years later it happened again. And then like a year and a half later, I wasn't with that dude no more. But he was very essential to my growth and development. As much as he was a fucking tyrant to me, and as much as he was fucking narcissistic, and the shit that he would do when he was scared was fucking dark and evil. Like pretending to like disappear with the kids somewhere and then go somewhere else. Like, I don't know. But he really helped me focus on my health. He really showed me the whole world of diet and nutrition and supplements. And he was really good for me in the way that, you know, like because I have an eating disorder. I have something called avoidant restrictive food intake disorder. So basically that means that, you know, I avoid particular foods at different times for different reasons. Mostly for, you know, the way food feels texturally inside my mouth or inside my stomach, or how it tastes or something. There's some kind of sensory input issue with this. And I would be very, very leery about trying new foods because sometimes different tastes and different smells can make me throw up. This hasn't happened in a long time, but I'm probably getting better and I'm not quite that sensitive anymore. But I was really sick and like toxic in my body back then because, you know, I wasn't taking very good care of myself at that time. And he would try to get me to try new foods. And that's a good thing that he was pushy about that, because now my food thing is better in some ways because of him. So I'm thankful for the contributions that he did make, because I did learn a lot from him. But holy shit, that was 8 long years of torture. Well, it didn't start off as torture. The first 3 years was it was pretty good. Because like I said, I didn't realize that I was tricked until 2.5 to 3 years into the relationship that he wasn't what he presented himself to be. And that's the kind of shit that y'all divine masculines have. Because I had a karmic feminine man. Yeah. That really thought that he was the boss. He thought he was the king shit. But he was, you know what I call him? I call him King Gross. Because he's just so gross. I'm just going to spare you. He was just really disgusting. But, he was my second exploration in trying to have a relationship with someone that I wasn't actually physically attracted to. But, emotions were there, we used to describe ourselves as best friends with babies. Because that's what we were when we weren't fighting. And we didn't fight very often, but when we did, it was bad. Sometimes we didn't even yell at each other. Sometimes we just talk real low to each other and just say like the meanest, most awfulest shit together. And then just like stop talking. And then just like half hour, 2 hours later, like be all like nothing ever happened. And nothing ever got talked about. Nothing ever got resolved. But the pattern always remained. So I totally get it. And when I walked away, it was just like there was no other alternative. There just wasn't. And whenever he said, I don't care what it means for you, I was gone 2 days later. I was making plans later that night when he went to sleep with my friend to come the day after the day after tomorrow, which was 2 days later, whenever they were all at work, so I could get, what I needed packed up in her boyfriend's truck so we could get out of there. I tried to take my kids with me, but because I'm on probation, he told me that if I didn't give them back, he was going to say that I kidnapped them. Then I would go back to jail. So I had to give my kids back to him. But I told him that me and my oldest son, who was not his child, was going to live with my grandma, who lived one street down. Because there's just no way that I was staying there. And the only reason I was giving the kids back is because I'm no good to anybody if I'm in jail. So I gave my kids back, and then within 2 months, like, he friggin' finds a girlfriend, moves her in, and then disappears before Christmas. They were missing for days. I didn't know where they went. They tried disappearing on me 3 different times. The last time I had to call the police in Wisconsin to have them located, because they told me that they sent me a text message saying that they were going to Thibodaux, Louisiana. But then they actually moved to Red Granite, Wisconsin instead. I called the police in Wisconsin, and the police in Wisconsin located them within a day and a half. And Red Granite, Wisconsin was only like a fucking 45-minute ride over from Oshkosh. And that's the police department that I called, Oshkosh, Wisconsin, because that's where they lived. That's where I was. That's where, they tried to kill me there and, keep me hostage there and keep me locked in a room. And my daughter locked in the basement in a room below me so I can just be helpless to hear her scream and cry underneath me, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm glad those days are over. I'm glad that my children are safe, are happy, and they're doing so much better where they're at. It's just too bad that they're all the way across the country. And Oregon. And I live in Pennsylvania. I see them over Facebook Messenger video chat from time to time. I haven't actually hugged my two youngest children since 2015. Was the last time I saw them in person. And the last time I saw my middle daughter, that was locked in the room underneath me. The last time I saw her was in February of 2020. She lives in a psychiatric facility, and she's been living there off and on since she was 8 years old. And I can hardly believe that this year she is turning 16. And this is the one that's tried to kill me multiple times. So I have to have boundaries with her. I'm actually nervous about when she turns 18. That's only 2 years away. I'm going to have to ground my energy over the next 2 years about that. It's going to be difficult. Because how can you trust someone? How can you trust your own child that has really tried grievous bodily harm against you 12 times? Ran away from home 24 times in a matter of 6 months. I don't know how you can come back from that. I just don't know. Trying to figure it out. Because this is my daughter. I love her. I want nothing more than to wrap my arms around her and cry over her and tell her how much I love and miss her. But she's so manipulative. She's got 5 placements of Scorpio in her chart. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know how to deal with that. When Scorpios are in low vibrations like that, and it's so much of that energy together, I can't handle it. I can't handle that possessiveness, that secretiveness, that they're always waiting to strike. They're very vindictive when they're in low vibrational energies. Scorpios, when they're mean, they could be sweet to your face, love bomb you, tell you how much they love you, and then behind your back be the biggest demon ever. They hate you. They could hate you secretly and you never know because they're so fucking sweet on the surface. But anyhow, Enough about that. This is a karmic reading, so it's perfect. But how do we deal with these karmics? The only way that we can deal with them is by cutting them off from our energy, creating those boundaries permanently. And it's not easy because these people are the closest people to you, man. The people you love and trust the most. And then you find out that they're not who they seem. What do you do when you love these karmics so much? You just want to stay and help as long as you can until nothing else can be done. And then when nothing else can be done, it is the end. When there is no reciprocation, everything eventually ends. Because the laws of giving, you can't grow anything without the right hand giving, the left hand giving too. One person giving, another person giving something equally. Nothing's growing if only one person's doing the work. It's an unstable foundation, and they will all fail. Tower after tower after tower, after fight after fight after fight, after heartache after heartache after heartache. How many times do we have to go round and round with people who aren't even trying? Because we love them, because we feel sorry for them. But we can't do it for them. They got to do it for themselves. They can't be lazy. They're unwilling to be their best selves. You can't force them to be. Just separate yourself from them so you can maintain your peace. And if you don't have peace, then you need to go on a mission to find your inner peace by immediately separating yourself from all these people that oppress you, that manipulate you with words, with lies, with illusions, with magic, with sex, with money, with anything. Be aware of people's motives. Not everybody you love has the best intentions for y'all. If you're seeing red flags, don't ignore them. Take action. Don't sweep it under the rug. Don't keep it a secret. So that's what I have for y'all. Thank y'all for watching my channel and supporting my work in all the ways that y'all do. I appreciate y'all very much. Even y'all nasty ass karmics and your nasty ass energy. Because you're giving me material. And I've got loads of insight on the situation. At this situation at hand. So you better believe I'm going to have lots to say. At your expense. But I really do hope Did I see some improvement in your energy over time? Because really, it really sucks. Y'all been getting guidance for months that y'all have been disregarding. That's your fault. Now it's all coming back on you. All this justice is happening. And you're seeing it as injustice because it's all bad for you. But it's what you reaped. You reaped what you've sown. You've sown chaos, hate, discord, etc. So you get it all back. Let this be a lesson so you can learn from it, so you can change from it, improve your life. Because until you do that, you have nothing going for you, karmics. Male or female, feminine or masculine. I hope y'all get it together. I'll talk to y'all soon. Thank you.